Hello everyone, my name is James Klim and you're watching Final Fantasy XIII HD walkthrough. This is part 88 of many more to come. And this is the premiere of this walkthrough on JamesKlimProductions. All other 87 parts can be viewed on Klim walkthroughs, and the first 20 can be viewed on Realm as well as Klim walkthroughs. Reason being why I moved this over is because Klim walkthroughs wasn't getting much of attention, so I decided to move all the content from there to JKP to get a bit more attention. Yeah, Brute Force got like no attention at all, which I expected, but I wanted to get it out since I already, was halfway through and I don't want to quit. And a lot of people, I get this question all the time, and a lot of people always ask me, James, why do you do walkthroughs of old games? Why don't you do walkthroughs of newer games? Because everyone has beaten Final Fantasy XIII already. If not, very little people have not done it already, but a lot of people, the majority have already beaten this game. So why do a walkthrough for it? Well, I'm not like DSP or Darkside Phil. He, does a great job. I don't know how he does it, but he does a great job where he can do a walkthrough in like one day, and he pumps out videos, 30 videos a day, and it's crazy. I still don't know how he does it. And before I continue talking, I speed up the video because it's just me running around. And it looks like lightning's floating. It's funny. I don't know. I really, like, when I play a new game, I can't record it. Because I feel like, sometimes I like to, just stop doing what I have to do and just look around. And, look at the environment, explore some of the game that I wasn't supposed to explore. Or, just look around, listen to the music, look at the detail. Like, I feel like when I'm recording a game, I don't get that chance. Because I feel like I'm rushing myself into, because obviously when I'm recording a game, the last thing people want to see is me looking at the game for 20 minutes, admiring every single aspect of it. So when I first play a game, I don't like to record it, and I block out all connections to everyone I talk to, and I just turn my notifications off, and I set my thing to offline. And then I tell my friends every time a new game's coming out that I'm going to play heavily, don't message me because I'm not going to reply back. I'm not going to be locked into that game. So like when Halo Reach came out, I played that campaign, I was into it, I had no one talk to me at all. Same thing with Final Fantasy XIII. Deus Ex was the same thing. I did not talk to my friends for like 5 days. Because I was locked into that game. And also for the Missing Link, same thing. But that lasted like 5 hours, so it wasn't that big of a deal. L.A. Noire was also the same thing. Portal 2, same thing. I think with every new game I get, I'm always locked into it. I don't get away. Also, Catherine was another one. So, yeah. Really fast. If there's anyone out there who wants to beat this game, Final Fantasy XIII, or have any tips that I can give them for grinding-wise, when you get to Chapter 11... This group of enemies and that last enemy that was the behemoth, grind here for several hours, and I guarantee you will go up. As you can see, I get a preemptive strike on these guys. You get a preemptive strike on these guys every single time. And what I do is I go into Relentless Assault, and I put all my targets on the what do you call it? Oh, I retry here because I failed miserably. But I put my, here, I'll just walk myself through it because I forget what I do. But this enemy, you get preemptive strike on every single time. And as you can see, I get a preemptive strike, and I go to Relentless Assault, and I put my thing on that, I can't pronounce him, but I have my 2 AI guys go after him. That way they can, stagger him up, and then I go and I stagger the behemoth up, and then I quickly switch to aggression. That way, both of my teammates, or that way both commandos can have their attacks on the creatures, because when you go into aggression, the AI does not go after the person you're fighting. It always goes after another person fighting. Since there's 2 people, or since there's 2 enemies in this fight, he's going to go after the other guy, and since they're both staggered, he's going to do a shitload of damage. And since I upgraded my characters to the max, they're pretty fucking powerful. And here's a cutscene. So
there's a way through here.
another thing you might know me for that is when I do walkthroughs, I don't talk through cutscenes. Even if the game's been out forever, I never talk through cutscenes unless it's nothing important, or unless I have to say something immediately. But I usually don't talk through cutscenes, And this is actually me grinding after several hours. I think it was like 16 hours of grinding over here. I overgrinded in this game. And before I grinded for over 24 hours to get my main rolls up. And this time I grinded about 16 hours to get my secondary rolls up. So I pretty much got more health and more abilities that I'm not going to use, by the way. But I did it because I get more health, more magic, and more strength. Final Fantasy 13. I don't know what's so addicting about it, but even though I don't get any achievements out of the second playthrough, I love the game to death, and it's just addicting to keep playing it over and over and over again. I thought that was a cutscene, which is why I stopped recording, but yeah, so I'm going to talk about a few topics in this walkthrough, I guess that relates to this playthrough in general and gaming, because as you noticed in my last couple of videos, or of this walkthrough, I didn't know what to talk about. I think my last 4 videos I talked about fucking penis size. What the shit was I on? But yeah, so I marked down some things I want to talk about in these upcoming parts. You know, jot down some ideas, that way I don't stutter as much, and I have something to talk about. Hope I can keep you people entertained, because even if some people, because I do know that some people don't, you know, actually watch these, but they probably just click on the video and then they go to new tab and then they just listen to me talk for 10 minutes and they do their own thing, which is fine. Mainly, the walkthroughs I do now, I don't mean to, you know, it's not really a guide, and a lot of people say, like, why do you call it a walkthrough, but it's not really a walkthrough. My walkthroughs aren't walkthroughs. I hate this. My videos are playthroughs, or talkthroughs, but I don't like calling them talkthroughs or playthroughs, because it sounds stupid. A playthrough, in my opinion, sounds dumb. I mean, it just doesn't, I don't like it. I mean, you know, JamesKlimProductions is a professional-ass channel. It sounds professional, and I do like the name, and I like keeping my thing as organized or professional as possible. Walkthroughs sound cool. I like the name of the walkthrough. Walkthrough sounds like a cool professional title. Playthrough sounds too kiddie-ish like, and I don't like it. So even though my videos, I do call them walkthroughs, and I do classify them as walkthroughs since I'm technically walking you through the game. It's not really like 100% walkthrough because I don't have the patience for that. I mean, I did it with Metroid Prime, and I don't know if I can do it again. Final Fantasy 13 is like 20 times the length of Metroid Prime, so I really don't think I can do it. But, yeah, like I said, like, in the past I've done walkthroughs like Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. I did TAC a long time ago, Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know, I guess you could call me like a retro gamer. Not retro to the point where I'm playing like Mega Man and like the original Pokemon and Metroid and Link and Super Mario, but more of a retro gamer like back in the 2000s, because I didn't grow up in those times of like Mario and Lincoln's Metroid. I grew up, you know, with Halo 1 essentially, so that's how like my video game history is. And looking back on you know, comparing like Halo 1 eras to, like, you know, now, what a difference. You know, the video game difference, I mean, the video game industry has come a huge way. And I'm very proud to have been part of this. I'm very happy and proud that over the past, you know, what, about half my life, I guess, I've been playing video games, and I'm really happy that I got a chance to experience these amazing games in my lifespan. And hopefully in the near future, I can continue to keep playing these awesome games, and maybe they'll keep going before I die. Then again, I don't want to die, but I guess that's another topic I'm going to bring up too, about death. But it's nothing religious. Don't worry, nothing religious. Yeah, you know, like games like Final Fantasy 13. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like Final Fantasy 13. I really liked it. I mean, it is my first Final Fantasy game I ever played. And a lot of people say, oh, well, if it is your first, then, you know, they understand why you'd like it. I guess if I play the other games, I would not like this one. I don't know. I never liked the other Final Fantasies. They never attracted me. I always saw trailers for all of them, except for the ones like in the early ones, because I wasn't alive when they were out. But I mean, I've seen trailers for Final Fantasy VII. You know, I know a lot of people like that game. I don't think it looks cool, but maybe it's because I grew up, you know, when I didn't, you know, like those games. I guess I never appreciated those types of games. I thought the graphics suck. I thought the characters were fucking terrible. I never liked Final Fantasy VII, and I'm so fucking happy that they moved on. That's one thing I really like with Square Enix. Yeah, I guess they made so many fucking remakes of the damn Final Fantasy VII, and so many people have been asking for a remake/sequel, and Square Enix has kept saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, or ignoring it and saying no, and I'm happy. Because, you know, they can learn to move on and, you know, leave a good franchise or, you know, a good installment behind and say, you know what, yeah, we made Final Fantasy VII. It was a good game to them. We love making it, but we're not going to fucking dwell in the past. We're going to move forward. And if you don't like it, then get the fuck out. And it's as simple as that. And this mini cutscene I'm not going to skip because it's pointless. But yeah, so I really like that about Square Enix. I really like how they're saying, I mean, like, it is kind of tough love. It's like, you know, thank you for loving the game, but no offense, we're not doing it because we don't want to dwell in the past, and I respect that, and I'm really looking forward to Square Enix's future endeavors. I mean, they made Final Fantasy XIII. Like I said, not many people like Final Fantasy XIII, but I love Final Fantasy XIII. If you haven't noticed that already, I do like it. The music's great, the characters are awesome, Lightning's sexy as ever. So it's really cool, and you know, it's also, you know, influenced some machinimas of mine like Diversity. And Miss Amanda Kay does a Lightning impression very well, and yeah, she does a great job. So, and I also made a new cover art for Diversity, which I think looks like a Final Fantasy title, and the tagline is "Fast as Lightning," which is both a pun to Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII, and I guess for the Final Fantasy XIII universe. And it's also a tagline for the machinima, as, you know, she's, like, Claire Dufresne is fast as lightning, as in the actual lightning, like the electricity. But it's also, like I said, a pun to the Final Fantasy XIII universe. So I'm happy, you know, I've been talking for about a few minutes so far, almost 14. This video's almost done, and I haven't stopped thinking what I'm going to talk about, and I still have a few things other that I do want to talk about. So, I guess before I finish off the video, I'll talk about, you know, my stats and stuff, because as you can see on the screen, I'm doing pretty good, and if you heard that, that's my Skype going off, and I would tell the person who's Skyping me to shut the fuck up, but I'm not going to be rude, and and plus, I wouldn't say shut the fuck up, I would just say, fuck. Fuck me for recording with Skype on. My fault. But yeah, my stats, like I said, I grinded for several hours, and I guess Final Fantasy XIII, I mean, I hate grinding, but I really had a lot of fun grinding, and I actually listened to a music track. I uploaded it to my channel a while back. It's called RB and the Chief Hack Bust, and I literally listened to that for like hours on end. I guess that's one of the songs that I just keep listening to and listening to and listening to and not get bored of the song. And the tune's really sweet, and I think it's a great track for grinding, at least for me it was, and I never got bored of it. It kept me somewhat entertained, and yeah, because I mean, after a while, I do get bored of the same sounds from this game, so that's why, you know, I play music while grinding, or I watch something while grinding. I usually listen to music. Keeps me better entertained and I guess a better flow. But yeah, my stats, I upgraded Lightning, Hope, and Snow to their max potential. Their weapons aren't fully upgraded, but before I beat chapter 11, I get their weapons fully maxed, and I also start upgrading their accessories. I had to say accessories slow because sometimes I say accessories, sex. But yeah, I'm slowly upgrading their weapons and their, see, I almost said it again, accessories. I guess it's like a tongue twister. But yeah, I upgrade their stuff, and I'll explain a bit more in depth on how I like my preferred paradigm set. I think I mentioned this in prior videos, but I'm going to go in more in depth since this actually is on my JamesKlimProductions channel. So there might be some newcomers. Also, I have not made a playlist for this game yet. I should probably do that. I'm not looking forward to putting the first 87 parts into the playlist, but I will do it, obviously. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this video wasn't that bad. I thought it was a pretty good one, actually, and I didn't stutter. I did stutter, but I didn't, you know, have nothing to say for a few minutes. But thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for some future topics on this walkthrough, and hopefully you're entertained. So stay tuned for the next part in this amazing game.